So I know it's been a while, but I finally have the new update out, and I'd like to go through it. Now, first off, I'd like to say I may sound a lot worse. The video may look a lot worse. That's because I'm getting this straight from the PS5, recording on it, because my capture card is not working. So I think it's because my HDMI port on my PS5 broke, but that doesn't matter. So, I want to go through this update because it's the biggest one in the game. I'm calling it Update 1.1. I don't even know how these numbers work. I technically call it 1.1.1, but that sounds dumb, so it's 1.1. Now, this update adds a lot from combat to content to aliens to a whole new mode. So let's start with new content. Now, I'll call this new content Set 5. Set 5 is now done. Okay? I'll go to it now. Set 5, that's Blitzwolfer, Diamond Head, Upgrade, Ghost Freak, and Way Big. I would consider that out of beta, alright? There's way less glitches. Okay, well that's a glitch. Ignore that one. Besides that, there are way less glitches with Set 5. I'll fix that right after, I promise. Is that in everything? Please don't say it's in everything. That's very funny. Well, ignore that one. Alright. The next thing, which is the big content. Okay, no, it's fine here. It's fine, see? This is Set 5 if you haven't seen, any of the other, like, showcases I've done of it. So this, I'd say it's done now, okay? Now, the big content in this update is the 2 new levels. Those 2 new levels, let me get to the Nexus, are Incursion, and... okay, Xenon is on. I don't like these names. Someone please come up with better ones. Look at these names. I hate them. But these 2 levels are, I think, pretty cool. Incursion, you get to fight the Incursions again, and I think they're really cool enemies, and I think they work a lot better on a ship than they do on, Primus. And also there's a new Incursion, the Incursion Healer, which was scrapped from the original level, so that's pretty neat. And then Xenon is on, you get to fight, and this is the first level with Way Big in it, so that's cool. You get to fight Reds, robotic extermination devices, yes. They are robots, and they're cool, and I made my own 2 new versions of robotic extermination devices. It's not just like the little drones. There's this roller one, and then there's also planes. So you get to hit planes as Way Big, so I think that's pretty cool. Here, I'll go into it, why don't I? So if you like hitting planes as a kaiju or whatever, do that. And then there's also little baby boys that you can just stomp. So it's a pretty cool level. Here, let's get out of there. And then there's one other new content thing, and this one's a bit more obscure, but one person in the comments asked for this, and they have been very nice, and I wanted to give it to them. So, if you go to Set 4, Forearms is new customization. So, let me show you this. Now, look at this. We now have Here's United. So, they said it was their favorite look for Forearms. I gotta agree, it looks pretty nice. So if you want to rock this, you can now. And I think that's pretty cool. And by the way, there's like black lines on it, on the chest and on the back. Those do not. Those will also change color with the skin color. They don't stay as that like slightly red. They are actually transparent black. So don't worry about that. And also, the way that Forearms' customization worked before, where you had to, like, toggle on multiple things, that doesn't work that way anymore. It's just UAF, Classic, Gym, Heroes. And I can remove Classic, sure, it's just Classic. So, there's that, and I think that's pretty cool. Alright, that's all the new content. Now we can go into the general stuff. Number 1, and this one's not as important to most people, speedrunning mode. That's, you know what, that's pretty cool, right? So basically, this will add a timer to the top of the screen, and that amount at the end will be added to a leaderboard. Now, the leaderboard part has not been added yet because I've been struggling to get this out. It was supposed to come out the 28th. It came out the 1st, so I didn't want to delay any further by adding this. I will add it tomorrow, which for you is today, probably. So that, yeah. doesn't matter. So I think that's pretty nice. Destructibles have been improved as well. I just put my finger when I said that, like I was someone you were looking at me. It doesn't matter. Destructibles have been improved a lot. Their targeting system means that you won't just spin around sometimes, which is nice. Combat tracks reverb. This is really cool. I don't know what level would be the best to showcase this. Let's say... What? Okay. I need a second to think about this. Let's go with... this one. Yes. Okay, so basically what I mean by reverb is that they echo at the end, combat tracks. And so this just makes the transition way better, so they don't just stop out of nowhere now. So let me show you this by doing a quick fight with these two plant aliens. And just pay attention to the end, okay, when I defeat both of them. Eh? Doesn't that sound better? It's just a nice transition, so it's not as abrupt, which I thought that felt pretty rough, okay? Now, I think it's time we get into the combat stuff, because this is the biggest thing about the update. So let's exit. Come on. Let's go to the sandbox. I'm gonna go to set 1. Oh, by the way, set selectors, I think this might have already been updated. I don't think I've talked about it before. They showcase what aliens are in the set now. That's really cool, right? Yeah, I like that. Okay. Doesn't matter. So let's go into plane, and let's spawn in a Forever Night. Alright. So there's a couple things I want to go through. First is hit effects. You see that? The sparkle when you hit them. Oh, I just show up another one. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. It's easier to see with one that's not heat blast, because fire, but you see those hit effects? Okay, that's, I don't mean to be showcasing that, but look at those hit effects. It's really nice. Nearly every single enemy has those. Trust me, it may not feel good just watching it. It feels really good that way. Now the second thing, this is the biggest thing about combat now, knockback. Now certain attacks, either the ends of offshoot attacks or the ends of your 3-hit combo, will cause enemies to be knocked back. It is very, very fun. And this isn't for all enemies, mind you. This is just for lighter enemies, and then even some very small enemies, they will just die if you get one of these stun attacks in. Alright, so that's a pretty cool thing. And now, this applies to a lot of special moves, which I think makes special moves a lot more useful. So let's use... which is the right one? Oh yeah, this. Look at that! This has a use now! You're gonna love this move now. Look how fun that is. Come on, that's really cool, isn't it? Yeah. The knockback does a lot. What's next on the list? Oh, this is a small thing. Health and energy orbs, they're not glitched anymore. They used to make enemies like levitate for a second before they die, I'm pretty sure. It's because they had collision with enemies, so that's been fixed. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, stunning has been overhauled. Before, stunning... Okay, let's kill these enemies. I don't want to hear that sound. Hey, this can be a showcase of combat for you. Do you want... I'll keep this in. Here. Ooh, look at that. That was pretty cool, right? Okay. So, oh my god. So before, stunning for the player was just, if you got a certain amount of damage in like a 0.1 second period over a certain threshold, you would be stunned. This is dumb and stupid. Why? Lots of reasons. For one, I can't control what attacks stun, which meant not many did. For two, if you have anything that will just like insta-kill the player, it will cause you to be stunned. Why? Well, I mean, there's no reason why. You don't want the player to be stunned if they fall in lava. That's weird. So, stunning now is just a thing that I can trigger for certain attacks. This is by far better. So you'll see stunning work a lot more consistently and all that in game. And another reason is because before, if like two enemies hit you like at the same time, you'd be stunned, even if those attacks shouldn't stun you. That's fixed. So just a lot of things with combat, and also just in general, I've just like overhauled a bunch of enemies. They're all better now. lots of glitches with enemies, all of that is fixed. Now, some enemies might not look at you, which is bad. That's a glitch. If you find that, please tell me. Obviously, there's going to be glitches with this update. I haven't been able to playtest much. That's because in some levels, they don't have their detection code because they don't need it, and I had to delete stuff in the level for that, and when updating, that caused the rotation to not be activated anymore. So please tell me about that. Now, another thing that I would say relates to new combat, or content, but isn't that big, is Bellwood. It's gotten 3 new improvements to it. So let me showcase those. These were all suggested by, were they? Yeah, I think all 3 of these were suggested by people in the comments, so thank you very much for the suggestions. The first one is that the trampolines in the levels have been replaced. Here, I think this might be too loud, so let's just turn it down just in case. The trampolines in the level have been replaced with vents. This is better for a lot of reasons. For one, you don't have to land on them to be pushed up, as you can see. You see that? And so that helps a lot of things. It also makes it a lot more realistic, you know? First of all, why were trampolines there? Second of all, they can bring you a lot higher. Obviously, vents will not do this. I don't even know what these are, if they're vents. I don't know what a vent is, okay? But at least you can, like, understand this in your head, you know what I mean? So this helps traversal on the map and makes it seem slightly more realistic. Number 2 is that lamps turn on at night. Now, do I want to go through the process showing this? No, it's fine. But basically, that just makes the world feel more lively. And I think, like, even, like, buildings, their lights turn on too, which is pretty neat. The third one, which you just saw race past me, is cars. Okay, now I gotta be completely transparent. I did not make paths for these. Okay, that one just fell through the floor. So, I didn't make paths for these cars. I coded them to when they hit a wall, they, like, turn, okay? So, these are very stupid cars, and they will crash into things constantly, and there's probably like 10 of them, because anymore, the game will not run, okay? But it just adds a little bit to the experience, doesn't it? Just like seeing some cars walking around, or, you know, driving. I don't know. Oh, there it is! Nighttime! I don't know why I just turned to nighttime. There's supposed to be like a day and night system, but I don't know, maybe that's broken. Oh, I think I was for testing probably, I'll fix it. But look at that, isn't that nice? Yeah, just seeing cars I think helps with the ambience a little bit. So those are all the 3 new improvements to Bellwood. Now I think let's move into the, I don't know if I'd say this is the biggest thing, but arenas have been added. This is the last tab from the menu that just was not accessible. This is pretty exciting. So I'm starting off with 5 arenas, alright? I'll add more in the future, and it won't just be tied to sets. Right now it is. As you can see, I use the same thing I have with the set selector, so you know what aliens are in the arena you're picking, which is pretty neat. Now, do I want to go through all these? I'll just showcase them for a second, okay? So the Mega Cruiser, that name is oh, I should explain what arenas are. Okay, sorry, I'm all over the place. I've been working on this update for a month straight. Arenas are basically, you get to fight waves of enemies infinitely, and over the course of like a dozen or more waves, like the enemy amount is increased and new enemies are brought in. So it's just an easy way to just fight enemies in new environments. Now the Mega Cruiser, this was only available in Versus mode. Also, don't play Versus mode right now. I need to overhaul again. I'll do it eventually. So, before, you can only experience this from a top-down perspective in Versus mode. Now, you actually get to move around and fight enemies, not the person next to you. So this is pretty cool. And obviously, this is Wave 1. There's only 3 enemies, but eventually, there are a lot. Now, oh, there we go. Get stunned. Now, this one is a DN alien elevator. So you get to fight 10 DN aliens, 2 being new, and 8 being from level 9. So, as you can see, it's an elevator, which I think is a cool setting for any level. But what I wanted to talk about is the 2 new aliens, because I'm not going to go through all of them and, you know, explain the setting of it, doesn't matter. Look at these. We got 2 new enemies in this level. These are reskinned versions of the Leboan enemy and the Fulbavancer. That's kind of cool, right? Even if they do the same things, it's cool to see what a Leboan, the alien will look like. I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. Here, I can actually just go to them from here. Now we have the Wild West arena. I like this one mostly because it has cool lighting. Yeah. I think this one just looks really nice. It's just a fun setting to fight in. And there are no new like enemy variants or whatever in here, but it's really fun. It's a big map. You get to fight a lot of cool, like more savage enemies here, so it's fun. Then we have the Mad Dimension. So this is cool because in the level 16, where you're in the Mad Dimension, it's a night, and the Mad Dimension is recognizable for being in the daytime. And you know, it's like an apocalyptic setting, Mad Max. That takes place in the daytime, basically, the desert. So you get to see what it would look like in the daytime, as seen at the end of one of the cutscenes in that level, which is pretty neat. And then additionally, from that, oh well, this is kind of cool as well. All the level stuff has stayed here, basically. So if you like fly as atomics, you get to see what looks to be like a fleshed out area, which is cool. Additionally, there are, was it just one? Yeah. The tank is now orange to fit in with the environment more. So you have orange tank. If you care about that, there you go. And then this one's, I'd say, is my favorite. The Snowy Arena. So this is my favorite for, oh, by the way, sorry. The Mad Dimension Arena, it is randomized between night and daytime. So you get to see both. Now, this is my favorite because, well, a couple of reasons. One, I love snow. Okay, I love it. As you can probably see by the fact that, like, everything has snow. But all the enemies are snowy variants. Snowy, what are they called? I don't even know. Vaxosaurans. Snowy Vaxosaurine, Snowy Eon Guy, Snowy Pickaxe Alien, Snowy Limax. They're just snow, I guess. That's, you know what, I really, really like that. That's just a small thing. And next is because it has 3 different variants, and these are randomized. Now, do I want to take... Okay, there it is. I was going to say, do I want to take the time to find where I put the randomizer, but here it is. First one is this. We get bigger trees, and it's more of like a traditional nighttime look, as you can see. Number 2 is like a, I don't even know what to call this, more stylistic. And then number 3 is the one we currently are using. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, you get multiple different variants. And this is just randomized when you enter the level. I don't know, I keep getting the same ones. Also, these arenas will have a leaderboard tomorrow, or today for you. I have not taken the time to do that so I could get this out, okay? So far I've covered about everything that's been added. There's a couple of other small things, like I've added ambience as per requested by someone. Thank you. More will be added today as well. But you might notice that in some levels. Another thing, a lot of customization glitches have been fixed. A lot of them. For some reason, a lot of them still had like placeholder stuff. That's gone. You don't have to worry about that. And also, some of them have new quick, what are they called, quick swaps? Yeah. Also, if any of you misunderstand what quick swaps are, these aren't skins. These are just easy ways to change the colors of things, okay? We have 2 new ones here, White Tiger and Wolverine. This is sick. This is really sick. I love this. I love this. But, yeah. I think there's just a couple of those. I can't even... oh, yeah, I think Bullfrog has one as well. But that's cool. And then what else do we have here? What else do we have here? I'm reading my changelog on Discord right now to see what else there's to talk about. Lots of things have been tutorialized. This is pretty cool. I'll go to settings, or wait, no. Where I want to go to get rid of this music in the background. It's probably fine. So this includes a lot of abilities that weren't tutorialized before, that would just get new players stuck. That was dumb of me. I just forgot to add tutorial text for a lot of things. That's added. Or if it's not, it's being added today for you guys. I'm sorry I forgot to add stuff originally, and yeah, I know that probably messed up a lot of you. So you got that. What else do we have here? My scroll wheel on my my mouse is messed up, so I have to like struggle to scroll down. Okay, yeah, let's get through some of the alien improvements. I'm actually just gonna showcase these. Why not? This is already a long video. I don't care about, you know, I don't care about like it being a short thing. Like, oh, go read the changelog. I'll go through almost all of it here. Let's start with set 2. So there's not a lot here, but for instance, Shock Rock, his offshoot attacks have been swapped, so you end with a one that can stun an enemy. Since you push them back, it just makes sense. Let's see. It's not Chameleon, Wild Mutt, Bullfrag. Here we go. Bullfrag has had a huge change to their look ability. I feel like I should showcase what it was like before, but now look, you aim and stuff. Look at this. Boom. I spent a whole day on this. You have no idea how grueling it was to code this. Oh my lord. It's not even that good, but it's way better than it was before. Now, his super jump ability has been now binded to the up button instead of L2, which this is now binded to. And also, what was I gonna say? Oh, it has a super jump meter. Look at that. A little meter to tell you how far you are, which means you can more precisely, like, figure out when you want to release the button, okay? Now, I do feel like I should showcase what it was like before. Let me show you what this was like. And just so you can fully appreciate, let's get rid of the grassiness. This is what it was like before. You have to take control of the player head. This is very bad, which means you can, like, not utilize this in combat or anything. Like, this is just not good. Yeah. And it doesn't, like, reach that far. Bad in a lot of ways. Now let's go get ourselves to set 1. This has only changes to Lodestar, and it has basically one. There's a couple, but you guys don't care about one of them. Now there's a green orb around where you are making things move to, which helps a lot with, like, being precise in things, and also those magnetic rings, they emit at a faster speed so that the area they're going to is more accurate. And also the invisible cube that you're moving around here, that sphere is surrounding, now can go through walls. I don't know why it couldn't before, it makes no sense. That also fixes a lot of glitches, I'd say. Let's see what else we have to get to. Let's go to set 3. I think the only changes to this one would be with... Okay, we have 2 here. We have Arctiguana and Eagle. I love snow. I'm just going to stay here. Okay, that's the wrong attack. Here it is. The Ice Ray attack has been overhauled. Before, you also had to take control of the player head, which, as we just discussed with Bullfrag, sucks. And it was very inaccurate. Now you have this big range, and you just turn. This is so much cooler. It's so much better. And you get to see the cool effects I made. Before, you could barely ever see these effects. So that's really nice. I should have infinite energy on him for this, but I'm not prepared. It doesn't matter. Now, this one's not a visible one, but with this attack, the Energy Flurry, the damage of those orbs is increased the further away they are from you, or the longer they're emitted. This is to prevent you from exploiting it, because think about it, if you have like 10 of these blasts, even if they do a reasonable damage alone, they will just insta-kill any enemy if they're up close. So adding that prevents that as an exploit, and it actually makes it a useful and not broken move. And because of this, I also increased their damage, so if you use it the correct way, it now is better for you too. Now let's move on to set 4. This one has some cool changes. First of all, let's go to test, why not? First of all, with Goop, the camera zooms in now. That's so cool, isn't it? So you get to see the world from a small perspective, and this also fixes camera glitching issues. That's pretty cool. Also, I made it so it's more Goop-like. Still, obviously, it's just a solid asset, but before you could turn super fast, which obviously Goop can't do. I mean, come on. And also, you don't, decelerate and accelerate instantly. It's a lot smoother, you see what I mean? Obviously, it's a still asset, but it just makes you feel it more goopy, you know? Now, Swampfire has received 1 change. That's the wrong attack. That's also the wrong attack. That's the wrong attack. This one. I don't think this is the updated version of Swampfire. Okay, it doesn't matter. Basically, the change is that you now throw it down. I think I forgot to update set 3. The change is you now throw it down. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. What do we have left? And also, the reason it's better that you throw it down is because, like, throw it directly down, is because if you didn't do that, it would be a lot more inaccurate. It doesn't really... It's fine. Now, for Blitzwolfer... Night vision now gets rid of lens flare. This is important because if you were to use wrong ability, is this one? This ability, it would blind you from how bright this is. It would just blind you in this mode, so that's been changed, which is it's a nice change. It's a small one. I think we have a couple other changes here. Diamond Head, they stick now. Someone in the comments requested this. Here, I gave it to you. Look at that. Okay, that's really, isn't that so much more satisfying? Come on, that's so cool. So that's just like a very fun change. Oh, and Diamond Head's hitboxes, way better. They're not based on actually colliding with the assets before, which may sound the most accurate, but in the way that the player views it, and in the way that, like, mechanically, it just doesn't seem like it. This is a lot easier to use, and just a lot less, what's the word? It's not janky, that's the one I'm thinking of. Let's see, upgrade. Upgrade also zooms in the camera. Well, they're supposed to. They're not, but that's the point. I think I forgot to update it with the last set, so I'll do that after recording this as well. But you get the idea. Is that the only thing with them? It is. And then Ghost Freak has no big changes, and Way Big has one, which is, let's see if we get the ability first try. We didn't. This one. Look at that. Now you don't put in your hand. First of all, I would personally say that looks cooler, but additionally, this is way less janky. Before, putting in your hand caused it to teleport to your hand, which meant that a lot of external factors were involved that made it inaccurate. Now it's as simple as you just point and it shoots. So much, okay, well, almost perfect. So much better. So that's really good as well. So these changes should make gameplay a lot more fun, and this is about all the new content. Now, glitch-wise, a lot of them have been fixed, and the ones you see in this video will be fixed after too, but a lot have been fixed, and there's a lot of new level improvements as well that are just, really getting into the weeds there. You can just read the changelog for that. I'm not going to go through every single change. So that's the basics of the update, and now what am I doing after this? Well, a couple things. One, there's the patch coming out today for you guys, obviously, but the other one is I'm going to be re-recording the full game playthrough now. I think it's in a good state, at least. Oh my god, the Discord HTTPDS? Okay, I messed up the link in the bottom right. I'll fix that. What was I saying? Yeah, I think it's in a good state now. Besides the glitches I'll fix tomorrow. I think it's in a really fun state, and if you haven't played or you played a long time ago, I think this is a good time to do it. I'm good with it now, so that's pretty neat. I won't be working the game that actively after I release the playthrough video, because I have a lot of other things to do. I'm trying to learn Unreal Engine, and this took up a month. I didn't expect this to take up a month. So, I think that covers everything. I'm sorry if I was all over the place. I know I was. I've been doing a lot with this update, so just ignore that. And I haven't recorded in a month. Wow. Okay. I really hope you like this update. I think I might have understated how big these comet changes are. They're pretty damn big. Thank you for watching, and yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay. Goodbye.